in the hallowed chambers of justice, where robes sweep the floor and gavels echo like thunder, the church once dared to speak, not merely to adjudicate, but to consecrate. Thus was born the legal year celebration, a solemn liturgy that binds the law to the altar, the courtroom to the cross, and the barrister to the bishop. The new legal year for 2025 to 2026 for legal luminaries in the center of excellence. Lagos State, Nigeria was held at Cathedral Church of Christ, Marina, Lagos, Diocese of Lagos Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion. It all began in England centuries ago, when the Church of England, guardian of tradition and conscience, recognized that the law, though secular in its instruments, is sacred in its purpose. The legal year was inaugurated not as a parade of power, but as a procession of humility. Judges, lawyers, and lawmakers gathered beneath vaulted ceilings of cathedrals, not to boast of verdicts won, but to seek wisdom from the one whose justice is perfect and whose mercy is new every morning. The service, often held in Michaelmas term, was more than ceremonial, it was prophetic. It reminded the legal fraternity that their robes are not shields of pride, but mantles of responsibility, that the sword of justice must be tempered by the balm of compassion, that the law without love becomes tyranny, and then like a seed carried by the wind, the tradition crossed oceans and cultures, finding fertile soil in Nigeria. The Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, bold in its contextual theology and rich in its liturgical heritage, embraced the legal year celebration not as colonial relic, but as spiritual necessity, in a land where justice often wrestles with corruption, where the poor cry for equity and the powerful bend statutes to suit their whims. The church stood up and said, "Let us begin the year with God." Here, the legal year service became a clarion call. Bishops and priests, robed in cassocks and conviction, preached to judges and lawyers with fire and tenderness. Psalms were sung, prayers were lifted, and the word was proclaimed not to flatter the powerful, but to remind them, "He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God." In Nigeria, the celebration took on new hues, infused with African rhythms, local languages, and the urgency of prophetic witness. It became a platform for ethical renewal, a sanctuary for legal minds to be reminded that justice is not a transaction, but a vocation, that the courtroom is not merely a place of argument, but a theater of truth. So today, whether in Westminster Abbey or Lagos Cathedral, the legal year celebration stands as a liturgical handshake between church and court. It is a reminder that the law must kneel before the Lord, that justice must be baptized in grace, that every legal practitioner, before lifting a statute, must lift their eyes to heaven. Let the church continue to speak. Let the law continue to listen. And let the legal year be not just a date on the calendar, but a declaration of divine alignment.